This One's Wife. Show's tanked. Bring out the kids. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Imagine that you're a middle range type A narcissist. You think that you're a kind person, but you're actually thoroughly unpleasant. Many people recognise that's the case. You also don't have any talent. You're generally awkward as a consequence of the fact that you have no emotional empathy and your cognitive empathy regularly misfires. You managed as a consequence of the fact that you offered lashings of spicy poontang to ensnare a dim-witted ginger prince who had got a grudge list as long as his arm, and you ensured that you exploited that so that you were catapulted to international infamy. You have no charisma, you're not interesting to listen to, but you still think that the world needs to learn about cookery and hosting and crafts because those are the things that you're apparently interested in. You create a shitty show, and the first half of the season 1 is roundly laughed at. A few acolytes support it, but largely the critics pan it, the public ignore it, and people laugh at it. You then decide, because you believe that you're brilliant and that many people still ought to hear what you have to say, that you're going to bring out what you call season 2, but everybody else knows to be part 2 of season 1. Even fewer people are interested in watching it. Those that know about it ridicule it, lambast it, and deride it. And your show doesn't even get anywhere near the top 10. It found itself in the first week in the nether regions of somewhere around 73rd, and then plummeted further. Indeed, I believe it's outside of the top 100. Even the grudge watchers couldn't be bothered to go and see it. Thus, the world is repeatedly becoming bored of this One's Wife. But that won't do. For the narcissist, people being bored with her is indifference. And indifference is the death knell for the narcissist. Love me, hate me, but never ignore me. But this One's Wife is certainly circling the drain. She's hovering at the last chance saloon. Her dull and banal program didn't cut it. What to do? What to do? How to get people to respond? How to get people to react? Aha. Yes. Bugger the privacy, bugger the online security. Say, who cares, to protecting the littles, roll out the kids. And with her usual predictability, this One's Wife turns to Instagram. There's yet another day of as ever reels showing here's somebody who's bought some crepe mix, here's somebody who's bought some cookie mix. Whether they have actually, whether they've been sent it, whether it's people posing as micro-influencers, nobody really cares. This One's Wife has been doing it daily, and it's dull as she is. But over on her personal Instagram, she pops up posting some aspects of the banal cookery show, which includes the utilisation of her children. Because after all, despite her protestations that children ought to be protected in an online environment, that doesn't apply when it comes to her because of the narcissist conditional asterisk, which means, and do watch the video of that name, she can do something and then she can change her mind. She can say something and then do the opposite because she is not to be constrained. And she doesn't ever see the hypocrisy in those things because her narcissism blinds her to it. Instead, what do we have? We have, amongst other Instagram pictures related to the series, we have Lily and Archie, or the children apparently known as such, where they are seen, guess what? Watching their mother, of course. Yes, the narcissist shines again as she treats us to a picture of her children on set watching the monitor through which their mother appears. Naturally, it can't just be of the children, it has to be of her, the star of the show, with her children stood watching. They've got earpieces in. They're probably thinking, I'd rather go and play in the garden than watch this nonsense. Which house are we at this time? Is it our house or somebody else's house? Not entirely sure. And that's, of course, if you accept that the children are actually those of this one's wife. For as once again, the height and dimensions and hair colours seem to shift. It might just be the use of filters, it might be the sunlight, or it might be, as some people suspect, that different types of children are shipped in and out. But either way, the narcissist utilises her children as the props that she deems them to be. We have a picture of the young lady known as Lilibet sat upon what is a director's chair. And there's some creepy pervert lurking in the background. The poor child is just sat in her chair with what looks like Guy the Beagle for company. It's obviously taken from when all of this was filmed last year. And lo and behold, she sat doing who knows what, when all of a sudden something wicked this way comes. Yes, it's the crying makeup man, who looks like he's surprised the young Lilibet by sticking his head round the door. It seems like there's some pervert come a-knocking, a rather sinister photograph. But this one's wife deems that it's appropriate to once again use her daughter as a prop. I'm sure at least Lilibet is relieved that she's not shown wearing pyjamas on these occasions. And then there's a further picture which shows Archie, but his face has turned into a heart because we're not allowed to see what he actually looks like. And there he stands with the clapperboard, being involved with the production assistant and demonstrating, of course, on the monitor that this one's wife wants to show everybody that not only is she a brilliant presenter of the world's most entertaining cookery and craft show, she involves her children because she's a wonderful mother. Remember, those of you that might think that I'm applying considerable amounts of cynicism to all of this, I'm not. She is a narcissist, and that means the children are simple props. They're non-intimate secondary sources which are there to make her look good. They're there to be used by her for the purposes of demonstrating that she is a wonderful mum, that not only is she a very busy woman who was filming her show, but she had time as a mum to include the littles. All of you, applaud all of that. Now, see, the man is holding up the sign, applaud, and they're pointing guns at you. You need to do what this one's wife wants you to do. It's self-absorbed. It's self-serving. It's done in order to make her look good. And as you know, it's always about her pursuit of the prime aims. She does not think that it is. But yet again, we're treated to the hypocrisy in relation to her supposedly protecting her children from scrutiny. We're demonstrating once again how they are simply props in the world of this one's wife. And it's all about the management of that facade. She doesn't care about their well-being. She uses them. And what we also glean from this is that the desperation is increasing. She's rubbish at writing. She's rubbish at presenting. She's rubbish at making speeches. She's rubbish at being a politician. She's rubbish at campaigning. She's rubbish at being a philanthropist. She's rubbish, really, at being a human being. And as the jaws of obscurity open, ready to swallow her up whole, she's there, shaking the dice, thinking something has to be done. I know, I'll use the children. And one can expect that they will appear all the more on Instagram, building up to the point whereby they are eventually exposed and you get to see them. She continues to obscure their faces, which is done in order to make it seem like she cares about their identity. But if she really did, she wouldn't include them at all. They would be completely kept off social media, protected as children ought to be protected. Instead, it's all part of generating a response to ensure that people talk about her because she's shown her children on Instagram. And it's worked. E-Online runs with the headline, "This One's Wife and Prince Harry's kids Archie and Lilibet prove their mum's biggest fans in rare photo." In style, This One's Wife shares rare photos of Archie and Lilibet's red hair on the set of With Love, Meghan. Elle magazine. This One's Wife shares pics of Lily and Archie on the With Love Meghan set. People.com. This One's Wife shares first photos of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet on Netflix set, and their matching red hair. Page 6. This One's Wife shares rare glimpse of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet on set of Netflix show. Today.com. This One's Wife's kids are her little helpers on the set of her Netflix show. The Daily Mail also runs with an article about the fact that they appear. Hello magazine. Red-haired Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet are This One's Wife's little helpers in precious new photos. Mix 93.3. Behind the scenes peek. This One's Wife brings Archie and Lilibet to the Netflix set. And other publications also. Thus, it has worked. This One's Wife's need for fuel. The need to control means she shares on Instagram and then it's amplified through various supine publications and less supine picking it up and commenting about it. But it all results in the same for her. The ability to assert control over the audience through the media amplifying this, and the receipt of fuel and the management of her facade. Using the kids, because the show's tanking, bringing the kids out to try and salvage her position. It's shameless and it's self-absorbed, but we wouldn't expect anything else from this Duchess of Delusion. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.